Good morning, viewers. Good afternoon, viewers. Another beautiful day. Yeah, hope your five senses work. Health and strength is good. Or excellent. What? You know, we couldn't find a game. We couldn't find a game the Steam Deck couldn't run. You know, the Steam Deck destroyers, Steam Deck killers, Steam Deck challengers, Steam Deck rivals are like, really? We got something to say about that. Steam Deck is like, bring it. Anyway, what's up, viewers? Another beautiful day. Yeah, hope your five senses work. Health and strength is good. Or excellent. What? On June the 11th, man, time flies. Woo! All right. Okay, what do we got on? What do we got on the Steam Deck front? Let's see here. Let's see. An Xbox handheld is all but confirmed as it targets the Steam Deck. Anyway, let's do this. Says here, Phil Spencer recently stated that we should have a handheld following question from IGN, but it's another Steam Deck. But is another Steam Deck competitor? The ongoing speculation of an Xbox handheld recently reached fever pitch after Phil Spencer all but confirmed the existence of one. But it's pushing a Steam Deck rival the right thing to do, especially when Xbox is already losing the console war by a landslide. While Microsoft have the resource to create what should be one of the best handheld gaming PC for its Xbox brand, many contenders have sat in similar position and still not come close to beating Valve out of the portable. We couldn't find a game the Steam Deck couldn't run. What a message. Excellent. Anyway, let me stop playing here. Says here, when interviewed by IGN, Spencer was being questioned on his belief that Xbox should go where the players are. We couldn't find a game the Steam Deck couldn't run. The Steam Deck already does that. Anyway, he says, and immediately responds with, so we should have a handheld, foreseeing where the line question was heading. Okay, let's go on. Says here, after the unexpected remark, interviewer Ryan McCaffrey responded with, I think so. Spencer was quickly again to agree, saying, I think so too, stopping short of officially confirming a handheld. And there and then Spencer stated that it is perhaps a question for Sarah Bond, the president of Xbox, before claiming the future for us. Xbox and the hardware is pretty awesome. While this appears to be the strongest indication yet that an Xbox handheld is coming, the question will be asked about whether entering a new hardware market is smart, given that Xbox is handily losing its current battle with the PS5, with the Xbox Series X and S being outsold almost 5 to 1 in the first quarter of 2024, based on the figures provided by Daniel Ahmad on X. Sony itself tried to enter the handheld market, but with a device that works only as a remote play extension of the PS5s, ultimately leading to mixed reviews. Xbox may learn from this, but until we know exactly what until we know what its intentions are, I said mention, are now, and how the handheld is designed, it's still complete guessing game. If you want to know what we think of some of the existing handheld on the market, you can check out our Steam Deck OLED review and Asus ROG Ally review for a comprehensive breakdown of the technology and how they perform. Alright. Well, we couldn't find a game the Steam Deck couldn't run when this handheld came out. A lot of people make fun of it, calling themselves gamers, claiming that they know technology. Gabe Noel, we couldn't find a game the Steam Deck couldn't run. It was telling developers all they had to do was tick the little box. Okay. So, after that, Valve opened a line of communication. When I was covering this, I was telling people, I was saying to Valve that video game news is like real estate. They need to be in the news more. They opened a line of communication, and it's been lights out ever since. So Xbox is trying to get into the portable handheld market. The other question is this, and this is where the Wii U comes in. Is the Xbox is going to be like the Wii U? The only problem with the Wii U is this, is that a lot of people that try to cover it, they fail to tell you that Nintendo created a problem when they created a cartridge versus CD problem, and they were trying to serve two different formats at once. When all they were supposed to be doing was focus on the Wii U and focus on the Virtual Console, and that was it. They need to get rid of the 3DS. So if Phil Spencer is gonna, if they're coming out with a handheld and he's saying that you got to ask Sarah Bond, well, the question is now, is the Xbox gonna be like the Wii U, where you have a handheld and console, and plus you got the Xbox controller? Because when Nintendo brought out the Wii U, they were ahead of the game, but when they built the Switch, they went backwards. Then when they went backwards with the Switch, they ran into the Steam Deck, and the Steam Deck cleaned their clocks. So the question is like, okay, is the Xbox gonna be like gonna be like how the Wii U, where you have the handheld and console, and then you have the controller, and then you can do all the streaming and remote play? Or are they gonna just give up the idea of like bringing out a handheld and just focus on the Xbox console and Game Pass? And that's the pickle I think that they're in when it comes to this whole situation. So if they're trying to come into the handheld market, a market that Valve is running right now with AMD, the question is like, okay, are they gonna come out? Are they gonna be like the Wii U? You know, where the Wii U had the console and the handheld plus the controller, then it had the motion controller, and all Nintendo had to do was put some power behind it, fix the signal strength between the two, and put some more storage space on the CD, and keep on using it. So my Xbox now is like, okay, do we go the Wii U's route, where they come out with their own handheld, and then they can have both handheld. That way they have both the handheld market and console market covered when it comes to video games. PlayStation with the Portal, they have to put some power in that handheld if they're thinking about if they're going to come out with a handheld, because the Portal is like their answer to their handheld situation. All they got to do is like put some power, put CPU, GPU, APU, RAM, solid state drive, and fix the signal strength, and that's it. So that's what PlayStation have to do. They're gonna have to put some power in the Portal, and that way with the PlayStation 5 they have the PS5 controller, the Portal, and then they have the console to deal with, versus just coming out with another handheld when they already have it already. So that's the situation they're in. But Xbox now, they have a decision to make. Do we just make a standalone powerful handheld to run games, or do we take this and let's say this is my original Xbox right now. I'm gonna give you a scenario. This is my original Xbox, but I'm gonna give you a scenario. They have a console, handheld, and then I'm gonna use a Xbox controller just to show you what I'm talking about. And let's say the Xbox controller. Do they go the Wii U's route? And that's the question that's remained to be seen. Or do they just stay with the Xbox console and the Virtual Console as it is, and then keep supporting the other handhelds? That's the decision they got on their hands right now. But if they're coming in with a handheld, they got their hands full, because they got competitors already out there. Because you have the Steam Deck, the Asus ROG, Lenovo Legion Go, MSI Claw. You got the Orange Pi. You got the GP10. you got the Odin, you got Logitech, you got the OXO, you got ANEO 1X and GPD. You know, so the question, yeah, so Microsoft, if they come out with a handheld, they got their hands full in that in that market. So they they got their work cut out for them, you know. And this article always quick to bring up this article quick to talk about how Xbox is losing Xbox is losing in the console wars, right? Where they say it's like 5-1, right? So I thought, according to experts out there, the console war is over. So if the console war is over, right, why are we still talking about sales numbers? Why are they still talking about sales numbers? You know, if the console war is supposedly over, you know, I guess it's not. So, Mike, there's this console war is an endurance game, and you know, as long as Microsoft stay consistent, they'll be fine. But their main problem now is coming out with a handheld. You know, are they going to come out with a handheld, or are they going to stick with the Series X and Game Pass and just leave the handheld market alone? You know, and put Game Pass on all these other handhelds so they can make revenue. That's what they're going to have to do. So yeah. But when it comes to this, I mean, but they got their work cut out for them if they decide to come out with one. You know, because there's so many competitors out there with handhelds, and the competitors are not just sitting on the base model; they're updating their handhelds, you know, to keep up with the time. So Xbox, I mean, Phil Spencer got a decision to make, like, okay, you know, maybe we shouldn't, like, you know, like, come out with a handheld, like, you know, leave that market alone, and let that market, you know, we'll put Game Pass on all these handheld, and we'll still collect revenues that way. If they put Game Pass on the GP10, the Odin, the Orange Pi, the OXO, ANEO 1X, GPD, MSI Claw, Logitech, who else? Asus ROG, and the Steam Deck, Microsoft will make a lot of money that way too. But also, they'll also make money off that streaming service, off those streaming service that they give those 10-year contracts. If they do that, man, they'll make money that way too. So they could they have a decision to make. You know, like, okay, you know what? Do we? It's like do they, okay, stay with the Xbox? Do they stay out the handheld market and just focus on Game Pass and the Xbox console, and that's it? You know, and I think that's what they should do, because the competitors are always coming out with newer handhelds, you know, and with newer handhelds with better specs, and that market is competitive, man. That market is competitive. Valve is working on a Steam Deck too. Asus ROG is coming out with a newer version after the ROG Ally X. MSI is coming out with a new one. Orange Pi is going to do the same. The OXO, they're going to make a newer version of that. ANEO 1X, GPD, the Odin, Logitech, they're all going to make new handhelds. So Microsoft got their hands cut out. Got their work cut out for them if they decide to go in that market, man. So, because the competitors are not just going to sit on the base model. Valve came out with the 64 gig model, the 256 and 512, and then they followed that up with the OLED model, 512 and 1 terabyte models. So the competitors are not going to sit there. The competitors are not going to sit there on a base model alone. They're going to keep updating their handhelds to stay competitive. So Microsoft has their work cut out for them when it comes to this the portable PC, portable PC market. And then AMD now, they're into a lot of these handhelds. So Microsoft has a decision to make. Do they go with AMD, or do they go with Nvidia, or do they go with Intel? Choices. Anyway, I'm gonna leave this video for y'all to enjoy. Nice talking to you people again. Chris, still Star Wars and Star Trek fan. Bored, Dark Side. Come on. Peace.